I'm a bit dumb with, yeah, sorry. Anyway, so welcome to the D4Science presentation. So in this presentation, I'm Massimiliano Assante from the National Research Council of Italy, and I'm going to present you a solution for advancing ocean science through collaborative data analysis. So D4Science, besides being the, let's say, Blue Cloud VRE platform enabler, as you know, along with other projects, you know, so you will find out what it is. So let's start with a very short description of what is D4Science. It is a digital infrastructure for collaborative scientific research combining over 500 software components into a coherent and centrally managed system of hardware, software, and data resources. What we're trying to do in D4Science is that we have the goal to promote open science practices through the operation of this digital infrastructure. And we achieve this by, I will try to explain this with this slide here. So we leverage external systems in terms of data storage, but also cloud-based infrastructures, and we expose them in what we call a common unified space of resources. So if you look at this slide here or there in the middle layer, there is a sort of abstraction layer where we, expose all these hardware and software and services and data resources in this common unified space. And in doing so, we are able to serve diverse community of researchers and to provision tailored service and sharing tools. On top of this, the way that we make accessible these resources is through web-based, on-demand environments called virtual research environments or virtual lab. So if you're more interested, there are some pointers for some publications on the web. So open science. So as I said, we have this goal of supporting open science practices when you perform some scientific research that is using the D4Science infrastructure behind, for instance, in Blue Cloud. So if you see in this slide here, there is a prototypical, very simplified scientific research workflow for data-driven, research. So it starts maybe, you can start basically from anywhere, but suppose that you have a research challenge, and so then you have to, start collecting your research data, and then maybe you have to import your model, your software into the infrastructure. Then you have to execute your model, and then it starts the research process, and in the end you get some research data as output of your data analysis, and which maybe they deserve publishing, and they are scientific results, and then it goes on. So what we're trying to do is to support the whole research life cycle as shown here by enabling the repeatability and the reproducibility, the reuse and the evaluation of research processes, active collaboration among users, effective sharing, and in doing also all this, we really one of the other goals is to maintain the provenance and attribution of the research that is carried out within a VRE. In doing so, we adopt this, we call it as a service approach, and of course, a number of standards for implementing the interoperability and economy of scale, of course, to reduce cost. As I said, D4Science is a federated digital infrastructure. Currently, is located in 4 sites in Italy. One is Pisa; it is our headquarters, and then we have 3 sites at GAR, that is the Italian National NREN. And D4Science is owned and managed by CNR, and it is supports also S3RIs, national European projects, and also international initiatives. So how does a community can get a VRE on D4Science? So take this same picture as before. So imagine that you are community A, so you can get a subset of the resources. And it is D4Science that does all the job for you, and then you just obtain the resources automatically assigned for you. When we talk about marine and ocean science and the support that we do in this field, so as you know, Dick presented, we contribute heavily on the European Open Science Cloud for projects. We started in Blue Cloud, the pilot, and then of course we are involved, as I said, as the VRE platform of Blue Cloud 2026. But in the past, so D4Science is not new. It started, I think, more than 15 years ago. And we started with this iMarine project in collaboration with FAO and IRD and other partners. It was more about fisheries and ecosystem approaches for fisheries. Then we were involved in Blue Bridge project, and then we also did some experimentation with aquaculture companies in a project called Perform Fish. And then, of course, the Blue Cloud path that you just heard about. So in a very few words, is one common place to collaborate, to share, reuse, and reproduce, and reproduce your science. In terms of tools that are available for collaborative data analysis, so we, as D4Science, do not only provide the cloud resources, let's say, but we also provide a number of services that we call VRE core services for open science. So we have, for instance, and they are all interconnected among them, and it is very easy to make, to make one service communicate with the other. So for instance, we have our cloud storage solution where you can store your data. We have the analytics platform, and I will describe it right now. And we have a way for members that work in a VRE to collaborate and communicate. And of course, we have also a way to publish the results of their computation so that the science and the scientific result are accessible as early as possible. Okay, so you don't have to wait until the publishing and all this. So in terms of data analytics tools, so we have a highly configurable JupyPy environment, Jupyter Lab, many of you asked. Why highly configurable? Because we are able to, configure your JupyPy server with the libraries and the programming language that you need, the libraries and everything that you need to execute your notebook. Same goes for RStudio. And of course, it is possible to deploy your Shiny applications in R. Now you can also do it in Python on the infrastructures. We do have our own solution for an analytics engine. It's called Cloud Computing Platform, and it supports the import of models in the infrastructures and the running of your models. And in all doing this, it's manages the provenance and of the executions and everything. But of course, you can come with your custom service or applications. In this way, like many of us do, you can Dockerize your applications, and we can manage and follow you and supporting into the integration into infrastructure with Docker. This is just an example for publishing an item. So we have a service dedicated for when you have something that you want to share with others in the VRE. It is basically a catalog, and where you can you can specify exactly the metadata profile that you want to use to, let's say, describe your scientific product. So this is also possible. In this case, this is a aquatic species distribution map. So as soon as I said, 1 minute, okay, and then so my last slides. A picture is worth more than 1,000 words. So this is some example of virtual labs at a glance. So you see on your right, a notebook. It is possible to execute notebooks. On the bottom where you see Italy and all Europe, Spain, and that is a custom application that was Dockerized and imported in infrastructure and accessible through a virtual lab in Blue Cloud. And the nice thing about this application is that behind the scenes, they have imported their model in the infrastructure, and they can call their model from the application, get back the results, and display it as they wish in the application. Here you find Shiny App and other custom application they use, for instance, GIS technologies behind. So, for instance, GeoServer or GeoNetworks or map servers in general. And I'm done. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Massimiliano. We take questions.
Oh, thank you for your talk, Justin Buck, NOC. The work that you're doing about reproducible research and reproducible results, it's critical in everything we do. Do you also enable the credit, so where you've got the shared resources and the reuse of the underlying resources that are provided by other people, do you enable credit to those creators and credit to the originators of that work when it gets used in other publications?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? I didn't, yeah.
So in addition to the reproducibility work, which is critical, there's a library of shared resources and shared data and shared services that are reused by other people. Do you enable credit back to those originators and those creators?
Oh, credit back to the originators. All right. Of course, if you whenever you import a service in the infrastructure, for instance, suppose that you import a model, you are the author of that model, okay? And everything can see, and everything is stored. Also, if a user, if you decide to share that model with others, you maintain the credit and the attribution of such methods. And I hope this answers the question.
It does, thank
you. Yeah. Now a question, we just heard about Galaxy, and now we see about D4Science, and there are different theories. Can you say something about maybe difference or connection? Or? So
Galaxy will be, and is actually being integrated as a further, and enlarging the service offering for the VREs. So very soon in Blue Cloud 26, but already in Fairies, we're trying to, we are working for making it as a further tool available within virtual labs, just as like Jupyter or RStudio. So that is, and more on that, maybe. With respect to the tools that Marie-José has presented before, what we are trying also to achieve is to allow, to import your model in the VRE and to make it available as a tool within our Galaxy workflow. Yeah, that's what we are aiming at.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so next speaker is